Let's build a PC. Yeah, let's build a PC. Alright, so the build is complete. Overall, I think it was a wonderful build for 2018 and 1080p gaming. So, a couple of things that were strange with this build. So, first off, the motherboard came in, it was dead. Unfortunately, it wouldn't boot with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Moved it to one stick of RAM and it booted, but none of the USB 3.0 or the USB ports were working. So the keyboard that I had was unable to get the computer into the BIOS, so I was unable to use that motherboard. So I ended up sending that back, get another one, and we ended up with a strange situation with the GPU. I think it's a little sketchy. I ended up buying a 380X for $105 off eBay, but when I was sent the card, it was a regular 380. Contacted the buyer, said, I think I got the wrong card, even the serial numbers don't match up. He ended up contacting me back saying, I accidentally sent you the wrong card, but I'll give you $40 if you're willing to keep this card or not. Again, kind of sketchy. I would have preferred the 380X on the deal, would have been a better price for performance, but I was done with the hassle, wanted to get the build done in a timely manner, especially since I'm going on vacation next week. So, the build was complete. First off, let's talk about that case. That was the pinnacle of this build. Kind of what I wanted to build around was the case that used to house my old main system. So it's easy to build in, great quality. Cooler Master does a great job with their MicroATX cases. Solid cable management with the bezel on the back cover. And the only problem I had with the case was the airflow. So the top and bottom customizations on the panel restricts airflow quite frequently. So there is a little kind of edge of the plastic that shoves the it keeps the customizable panel in place, and that restricts airflow a lot. I ended up taking off that bottom customizable panel and kind of sanding down that piece of plastic, and it greatly improved the airflow and the temperatures inside the case, especially with the side tempered glass side panel on. So once that is all said and done, I do kind of refrain from unless the modification similar to what I did is taken on the case of keeping a 240 rad on the front case if you ended up using a 240 AIO for your CPU cooler inside this case. I kind of I don't want to say refrain from using that, but I would easily suggest doing this mod to improve your temperatures if that is the case. So let's move on to performance. It ended up being a 12-second boot time. Wonderful. That Inland Professional SSD does great, even though it has a little bit lower read and write speed. It was a great bang for the buck, especially for 120 gigabytes. Gaming performance, so Fortnite, we easily got 60 FPS at Epic, even with the normal 380. With the processor, though, we ended up getting a little bit of fluctuation between 60 and a little bit between the low 50s and mid 50s. So that is just because the processor is a little bit older. Quad core does wonderful at Epic. You could still run it at 60 FPS. Of course, you can drop all of these settings below and get better results. PUBG, it ran about 45 FPS at high. Again, you can run lower and easily get great gameplay, but 45 at high is still easily playable. Games that I usually play, Diablo 3, ran wonderfully at 74 on high settings, and World of Warcraft ran at 50 FPS at the 7 preset that is on World of Warcraft. It's a strange graphical settings. Quick little thing I wanted to add for the performance. I did a little rendering on this video. The Cinebench score, let me pull this up real quick. It did pretty well. I think it got around 425 on the Cinebench. Great for a quad-core processor. And I did a little bit of rendering. Actually, I did the rendering of the build montage in the actual build. I think that's going to be quite a consistent thing we're going to see. But we ended up seeing a lot of kind of maxing out that CPU. We got a lot of 100% usage when rendering. I think it's a 3-minute build montage, and I think it rendered in about 7 minutes. So not quite the editing PC that you're expecting, especially if you want something a little bit more high-end. Again, go for that 2600K, overclock it a little bit, or you can search for a better CPU, get something with hyper-threading that will be able to handle editing and video editing and such. But I wanted to add that on real quick. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this build and this video. If you want to see a build for next month or August, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. If you want to see me play some video games, go see me over at twitch.tv/Mernock. Hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.